Local businesses lose over $150,000 every single year because they can't answer the phone 24/7 and they try to do everything themselves. But you can actually get paid $15,000 by implementing an AI system that answers their phone calls 100% of the time and saves them a ton of time on those pesky day-to-day tasks. So in this video, I'm going to reveal to you the exact three-step process that allows me to close 15K per client that I work with using this exact AI system and sales tactic that everybody else gets wrong. So what are those three steps? Step one is installing the AI system that handles all their calls and deals with the internal chaos. Step two is finding the right local businesses that are bleeding money right now. And step three is selling it the right way so you could charge 15,000 instead of 1,500. And the key to all of this is mastering the third step, because that's what allows you to charge way more money and it separates you from the rest of the competition. As I said, this is the exact three-step framework that allowed me to make $15,000 with one local business. But I actually repeated this framework 3 more times and collected $44,320 in the past 50 days. If you want me to personally make sure that you sell this service the most profitable way, click the link down below to apply to work with me one-on-one. Now, before I walk you through each of these 3 steps, I need to show you how bad most of these businesses are dealing with answering calls right now, because it really exposes why this one AI system is so valuable in 2026. You see, local businesses receive anywhere from a few dozen to hundreds of phone calls every single day. And every time they don't pick up the phone, they lose upwards of $1,200, because every time you don't get to that first phone call, 85% of the time the customer will go to a competitor. Imagine losing 85% of your money just because you can't pick up the phone and say hello. So that's why they pay us so much money, to make sure that no call is ever missed again. And it all starts with step one, which is understanding exactly what you're selling and how this AI system even works. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all the technical stuff, because you don't even need to be a programmer or some genius coder to sell this. But you really do need to understand what the business owner is getting, because that will help you sell it a whole lot better. The first part of this system is an AI voice receptionist. This is an AI agent that answers every single phone call as it comes into the business. And I'm not talking about some robotic sounding voice that makes people hang up immediately. This thing sounds completely human. It can answer questions, book appointments, handle objections, and honestly just be an all-around fantastic employee for this business. Let me actually quickly show you an example of what the customer hears when they call a business with an AI receptionist.
Hi, this is Olivia with Rapid Response Restoration. How can I help you today?
Yeah, there's a leak in my kitchen.
Thanks for calling. I'm really glad you reached out. Can you tell me a bit more about the issue? Is it just water damage from the leak, or are you noticing anything else like mold or structural damage?
See, that's what I'm talking about. The customer will have no idea that they're dealing with an AI. And if they even have the slightest guess that it is an AI, it's going to handle the conversation and book the customer in a lot faster than a human will. Now, before we go any further, I know what you're thinking. Angelo, I don't have money to build this. Angelo, this sounds too technical. Angelo, this sounds too complicated. But let me stop you right there. You don't need any upfront capital, because here's the thing. You're not even building it yourself. You're acting as the consultant. You go into a business, you understand what their problems are, and you design a solution. But the actual technical build, you delegate that entire process to developers. And here's how the economics work out beautifully. When you land a $15,000 deal with a local business, you pay the developer 15 to 20% to build that entire system out for you. That's about 2.2 to 2.3K per project, and you get to keep the remainder 12.7K in your pocket every time. And as you begin to scale, you could actually have developers on retainer, so you could actually increase your profit margins. You're focusing all of your time on the high leverage tasks like the sales and consulting side of the equation. The lower leverage tasks can be delegated, which allows you to scale and spend more time on closing deals. The developer handles all the other technical information and you handle everything else. And trust me, there's tons of skilled developers out there that are happy to work on a project to project basis and cover every single base for your business. You don't need to be technical. You just need to know what problems to solve, what questions to ask, and actually how to deliver value. That's it. But here's where most people stop. They install the AI receptionist, then charge the client anywhere between $1.5 to $3,000 and call it a day. But you're leaving so much money on the table if that's all you're doing, because these business owners are answering the same redundant questions within their employee team. They're spending hours a day just being a human Google search for their team. And that's where the second part of this system comes in. It's called the RAG system, Retrieval Augmented Generation. But truthfully, you don't really need to understand what that means, because at the end of the day, these business owners are only looking for a translator. And if you said that to a business owner, they would have no idea what they're talking about. All you need to know is that a RAG system is like giving a business owner their own personal AI assistant or their own ChatGPT that has all the information and knowledge about their business that their team could actually use internally to get all the answers to their questions immediately. It's trained on all their internal documents, their SOPs, their policies, everything under the sun. So instead of the business owner getting interrupted 50 times a day on the same stupid questions, the employees will just ask the AI, and the business owner can even use it for organization purposes. And the AI just pulls the exact answer from their internal knowledge base and gives it to them immediately. So let me paint the picture of what this will actually look like in a real life scenario. Imagine you're a plumbing company owner, it's 2 a.m., you're fast asleep, and you get a call that someone's pipe burst, an actual emergency. Your AI receptionist answers, it asks all the right questions, qualifies as a lead, books them in an appointment with your on-service plumber who's working 24/7, and you didn't even have to lift a finger. You wake up the next morning, the job is already done, the money's in your bank, and you did absolutely nothing, and everything was handled seamlessly in the back end. Now it's 10 a.m., you're on a job site, and one of your employees is texting you asking you, well, what's the warranty policy on one of our water heaters again? So now, instead of stopping what you're doing to answer his question, you could just simply ask the RAG system that pulls up all the information that you would have been able to possibly give him and answers him immediately and gives him a ton of other documents and resources to actually answer that question as well. He gets back to work, and you as the business owner get to stay focused. That's the power of having both systems work together. And this is quite frankly the future of every single local businesses. All you are is the middleman that is delivering them this AI solution that they already need and want. Because you're not selling a tool, you're selling freedom. And remember, you're not even the one building this. You're giving the developer 15 to 20% of your total project cost while you're just focusing on the consulting, the sales of these deals. Okay, so now that you understand exactly what it is that you're selling, now you actually need to understand who we're going to sell it to, and that brings us smoothly into step 2. So step 2 is all about finding the right local businesses to target. Because here's the truth, not every single local business needs this AI system, and if you're trying to sell it to a business that doesn't need it, you're going to get a ton of rejections and waste a bunch of time. The businesses that need this AI system the most are high call volume service-based businesses. I'm talking about HVAC companies, plumbers, electricians, roofing companies, locksmiths, towing companies, law firms, medical practices, home cleaning services, pest control. Basically any business where their phone is their lifeline. If they miss calls, they lose money, period. Let me show you a real example. Let's say you find a local company called Apex Roofing. You go to their business profile, they have 4.2 stars and 87 reviews. Not bad. But then you scroll through the reviews and you see comments like, I called them 3 times and nobody answered. I went straight to voicemail. This is gold because this business is literally bleeding money because they can't get to the phone fast enough and have too much internal chaos going on that it can't even respond to estimates fast enough either. So how do you even get in contact with this business owner? You're going to call them, be incredibly friendly, and act like you're just trying to help. You're an AI consultant that's reaching out to this business because you saw a potential for their growth and you've been helping a ton of the same business in that exact area and you see that their potential for growth is insane. You reach out to that business owner in an incredibly friendly tone saying that you've been working with a ton of other roofing companies in that same area and you've been implementing this AI system that's been saving them thousands of dollars every single year. And all you want to do is hop on a quick 15-minute meeting and see if they like it or not. If they don't, then they hate it. You never have to talk to them again. But if they do, you guys can move forward. I just want to hop on a meeting to see if we're a good fit to work together. This creates curiosity and get the business owner to have some urgency and actually want to hop on the meeting with you. Now, here's the thing. You could just stop there, sell them an AI receptionist for $3,000 and call it a day. But that's leaving $12,000 to $13,000 on the table. Because if you don't know how to sell this the right way, you're just another person offering them some cool AI stuff that doesn't actually even help. And the business owners don't care about cool AI stuff. They care about saving time and making a whole lot more money. And that's where step 3 comes in, because this is the step that separates the people that are able to charge $15,000 to $20,000 for these AI solutions versus the people that are charging $1.5 to $3K for them. Now, here's where it gets powerful. Most AI agency owners hear the business owner's problems and immediately jump to a solution. Oh, you're missing calls. Let me sell you an AI receptionist. That's amateur hour. What you do need to do is help the business owner see exactly how much money they're losing out on right now and uncover the problems that every single other agency owner couldn't do. Let's say the roofing company you're talking to is getting in 50 calls a day. And let's say they told you that they're missing out on about 10 of those calls because they're working on jobs or it's just after hours. Now you ask them, well, what's the average value per roofing job? Let's say they tell you it's around $8,000. And now let's say like 1 out of every 5 calls actually converts into a client. So if they're missing 10 calls a day, that's 2 potential jobs lost every single day. That's $16,000 a day. And over a month's time, that's about $480,000 in lost revenue. Now, obviously not all of those calls are winners, but if you're only capturing 10% of them, that's about $48,000 of new revenue every single month. Now, moving on to step 3, which is to prioritize. This is the final piece. Once you've identified the business owner's pains and quantified them, you need to help them prioritize which pain is hurting them the most. Not every single problem in that business needs to be solved at once. And if you try to do that, you're going to overwhelm them. The business owner is probably going to say no. Instead, you need to focus on the highest impact problem first. You say something like, based on what you've told me, it sounds like the biggest leak in your business right now is missed calls. You're potentially losing $48,000 a month just because you can't answer the phone 24/7. If we can install a system that answers 100% of your calls, captures every single lead, and books appointments automatically, would that be something that would be worth solving to you? And of course, they're going to say yes if you actually identified, quantified, and then prioritize their pain points properly. Then you layer in the RAG system by saying, and on top of that, I know you mentioned you spend 2 hours a day answering the same questions from your team. What if we also built you an internal AI assistant that handles all of those questions automatically? That's 2 hours a day back on your calendar. Over a year, that's over 730 hours. If your time is worth, about $100 an hour, that's $73,000 in time you're getting back just by not answering those repetitive questions. Now, you're not selling them AI here. You're selling them a life-changing solution that's going to save them hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And saving and making all that more money for just $15,000, it's a no-brainer. And that's what PPM is. Pain, price, prioritize. This is the difference between people that make $1,500 per client and $15,000 per client. It's not about the AI. It's about going into a business, understanding their problems, and showing and proving to the business owners that you're the most qualified person that could solve those problems and deliver the most value. So there you have it, the exact 3-step process that allowed me to make $15,000 by selling one AI system to one local business and then repeat it 3 more times to collect over $44,320 in the past 50 days. Step 1, become a master AI consultant, learn and understand everything you can about these AI systems and how to actually address this business owner's internal chaos. Step 2, find the right local businesses that are bleeding money right now. Step 3, use PPM to sell these agents for $15K instead of $1,500. You now have everything you need to go out and start landing these high ticket deals and building a successful AI business. But here's the thing, knowing the framework is one thing, but actually executing and getting clients is another. If you want to work with me one-on-one so I can make sure that you sell and build this service in the most profitable way, then click the link below to apply to my program where I walk you through step-by-step how to find clients, how to close deals, make you lethal at using the pain point prioritization method, and have you landing $15K deals in no time.